From what we knew, from what we've heard, Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens were at a standstill over guaranteed money. That Lamar Jackson saw Deshaun Watson get a fully guaranteed deal last year and said, well, I'm more decorated than him. And if he's set the bar there, I want to go over the bar. And you can certainly make the case that Lamar Jackson's a better quarterback than Deshaun Watson, has an MVP to his name. Watson doesn't. Had no off-the-field troubles. Watson had plenty of them. Didn't sit out a year. Watson did. Wasn't punished by the NFL. Watson was. So if you're Lamar Jackson, you're going, well, if he got that, I want that. And Lamar Jackson would be fair in thinking that. However, whether it's collusion or not, the NFL owners are not in the business of giving out any more fully guaranteed deals for a lot of years. Say that Deshaun Watson screwed it up for everybody. You can say that the Browns were the outlier and that the other 31 teams would never do it anyway. You can say after it was done, all of the owners came together and said that should never happen again. Whatever it was, no appetite on the open market right now for any player to get fully guaranteed money. And to be fair, I mean, even Patrick Mahomes doesn't have a fully guaranteed contract. Now, he signed it before Deshaun Watson's deal, but nobody else has the deal that Deshaun Watson has. So I've said this from the start. I like Lamar Jackson. I like him. That part of this is very, it's important to me because he was really good to Little Mo. So, of course, that's a biased conclusion that I come to. But I think it says something about him, about his character, about his spirit, that he is that type of guy. I like Lamar Jackson. I think when people say, well, he can't pass, I think that that's short-sighted. I think he has certainly shown that he can pass. His legs are dynamic. His offense put him in a certain type of box, either rightfully or wrongfully. Greg Roman has plenty of criticisms coming his way as well as the OC there. I think Lamar Jackson's a really good quarterback. And I don't have a hesitation in giving Lamar Jackson money, either for attitude purposes or ability purposes. I would have hesitation to give Lamar Jackson a fully guaranteed contract, not because of Deshaun Watson. I would do it because Lamar has trouble staying healthy, and the fully guaranteed deals have never happened outside of one time. And that was a mistake. It's clearly a mistake. The Browns can't look at that like that was a great idea by us. Now, maybe he'll be better moving forward, but I don't think the Browns will ever look at that and say that was a great idea. So glad we gave Deshaun Watson all this guaranteed money and traded away the picks. So Lamar was caught in timing. Lamar is bump drafting a bad contract. And then we saw the Russell Wilson contract blow up in the Broncos' face and become untenable. We were talking about the salary cap ramifications last week here on the show. The Broncos, for all intents and purposes, cannot move on from toast Russell Wilson for 2 more full seasons as he gobbles up a massive part of their salary cap. Now, Lamar Jackson has a much better upside and prime than Russell Wilson, but it is a cautionary tale. Here's Deshaun Watson. That's not a good contract. Here's Russell Wilson. That's not a good contract. Lamar Jackson's been injured the last couple of years. Nobody wants to go down that rabbit hole. So what we found out yesterday is that apparently he's not asking for it fully guaranteed anymore. Now, it's hard to know exactly what's real and what's not because he's his own agent. But if he's no longer looking for a fully guaranteed contract, it changes what the Ravens will do and changes what other teams will do. Per multiple sources, a representative for Lamar contacted more than one team in an effort to spark negotiations and said he does not want a fully guaranteed contract. Quote, some regard this as a possible exercise in semantics, writes Pro Football Talk, with Lamar still wanting a very significant amount fully guaranteed, up to $200 million or more. Another source says that representative is telling other teams Lamar is ready to move on from the Ravens. This is really important because what Lamar could have always benefited from is having somebody in the space that knows how things are working. An agent. It sucks to give up 3% when you feel like you can do the same job. It sucks to have somebody who is talking for you and you're not in the room. It sucks if you got to give somebody cash and you worry about their intentions. I totally get all that. But having a pro who's done it before, who has connections in all the front offices, knowing who is getting what, how much they're getting, how many years they're getting, what one team will do, what another team won't do, and being a shield from hearing from your employer that you're not worth it for X, Y, and Z could have always prevented this. Because I think Lamar took business and made it personal. And I'm not saying that the Ravens are without fault here, but you take business, you make it personal, and then suddenly you don't see clearly anymore. If Lamar is dropping his demands of a fully guaranteed deal, he's starting to see the reality of the business, that it goes back to business, not principle. And if it just goes back to business, he's going to be a Raven. That's it. Because the Ravens, I would think 99% will match whatever the open market is, whatever the price suggests for Lamar Jackson. I don't think they want to move on. I think the Ravens want to search for a new quarterback. And if they're going to match whatever the highest offer is, then Lamar would be smart to stay where he is. He's already had success. They've gone to the playoffs multiple times. He's won an MVP there. John Harbaugh is going to be there for a good long time, so he's got stability. He's got a head coach that loves him, publicly states how much he loves him. That's the right fit for Lamar Jackson, especially if they start weaving in different concepts into their offense to awaken him a little bit more. He's got to drop the personal part of these things and just go back to the business part. And if he does that, he's going to remain a Raven. The only thing that changes the calculus here for him is if he keeps making it personal, that they did me wrong and I can't go back. I can't let them be right. If he just emotionally has moved on. But that's not what's best for him. I don't think, not in terms of football and football success. There's not many franchises as consistently good as the Ravens. There's not many franchises that have won 2 Super Bowls in the last 20 years with completely different rosters and coaches. They're consistently competing for the division. They're consistently competing in the AFC. They're consistently competing at a high level with continuity and a coach that you like, who loves you. Drop the personal stuff, make it business. If they do that, Lamar's going to be back with the Ravens. It sounds like if he's already dropping the guaranteed money card, I don't need that anymore, fully guaranteed. Now there's space for him to go back to Baltimore.